All right, let me talk to you about Binance Coin though, because your own token has actually jumped even more than Bitcoin itself. How are you planning to leverage that ride?
So so this is the thing about Binance Coin. It started as a more or less slightly centralized platform exchange token, and it has a history outperformed even Bitcoin in over the last 3 years. And more recently, it's really contributed by the Binance Smart Chain, which is a decentralized blockchain that a lot of new DeFi projects are running on there, like Cake, Pancake, etc. So I think the current boom is really caused by that. But more fundamentally, though, I think because Binance Coin has a smaller market cap than Bitcoin, it is actually easier to grow that. And there's more development activity happening with Binance Coin than Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will act as the global reserves in the cryptocurrency space. But for Binance Coin, there's a lot more activity going on. But understand, Binance Coin do have higher risk than Bitcoin. So basically, smaller market cap, higher volatility, higher potential growth, higher risk. So that's.
Are you guys watching this? I mean, how is anybody supposed to get any sleep in these markets? How is anybody supposed to get any sleep when you get a token that is not a new token? You're talking about a token that's 4 years old, has a market cap today of $40 billion, and the Binance token is just basically going parabolic. I've never ever seen anything like this. And again, this is not like a brand new DeFi gem that is listed yesterday. This is a token that is now 4 years old and has a market cap of 20, 30, 40 billion dollars, performing like this. Just when we thought we saw everything, just when we thought we had Cardano, Polkadot, and that was what we're supposed to be exciting about, we get this new DeFi explosion on the BSC chain. And let me tell you, I haven't seen anything more interesting in a long time, or more exciting in a long time. And today we are going to be looking at the Binance Chain, all the big projects on the Binance Chain. I've got one guest here today. You don't want to miss this. I've got one guest here today that all he does all day long is look for gems on the Binance Chain. And speaking of gems on the Binance Chain, they've got like this whole delicatessen. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's like a whole delicatessen. You got pancakes, you got ramen, you got goose, you got cheese, you got flour, you've got soup. That is how this Binance Chain is operating. And let me tell you, it's no joke. Even though it sounds funny, it's actually no joke. Gone are the days of fish, of sushi and sashimi. Gone are the days of pickles and vegetables and yams, because now we are in a full delicatessen of products. And this delicatessen has a lot of these very tasty delicacies that make you 500x every time you take a bite out of them. And let me tell you, I've been taking a bite out of some of these and it's been some great fun. Why is this happening? Well, because people are tired of paying Uniswap fees. ETH fees are too high. People don't want to pay ETH fees anymore. So what do? Simple. They move to a different chain that may be slightly more centralized, but has no fees, or very little fees, does have cross-chain capabilities, and allows people like our community, people like you and I, to transact with very little fees. And as a result of this, we've now got a new king on the throne. Yep, I don't know if you guys saw, but PancakeSwap officially did more volume than Uniswap. I'm going to say that again. I mean, you're talking about Uniswap being the biggest exchange in the whole world, the biggest decentralized exchange. And now you've got PancakeSwap doing more volume than Uniswap. And I think that if the gas fees on Ethereum continue to be this high, we can expect more and more growth in PancakeSwap. And Uniswap is going to lose out. SushiSwap is going to lose out. We have to take this Binance Chain thing seriously. And today we're going to dedicate the show to talking about this Binance Chain. And then in other news, another throne, and this time it's Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has now taken gold off its throne. Remember we spoke about the decoupling of Bitcoin and gold. We said that there was a time where Bitcoin and gold used to move together, and now they're not really moving together anymore. Now they are decoupling. Bitcoin is going up while gold is going down. And the reason for that is actually a very simple reason. The reason is because billionaires, gold investors, like Jeffrey Gundlach, are now realizing that Bitcoin is actually the stimulus asset. And why do they call it the stimulus asset? They call it the stimulus asset for two reasons. The first reason they call it a stimulus asset is because people are spending their stimulus checks on Bitcoin. But the second reason why they call it a stimulus asset is because it's a hedge against the dollar printing, and it's a much better hedge than gold. So big week, because even Peter Schiff, if you remember, Peter Schiff even turned bullish this week. Remember, he said that now that Bitcoin has hit $50,000, he must admit that a move up to $100,000 can't be ruled out. So even he's saying that Bitcoin is probably going to double and gold is going to go down. And that's exactly what's happening. We've seen this decoupling. People are moving money out of gold much quicker than we expected. Gold is being disrupted, and it's being disrupted, well, by none other than, of course, Bitcoin. And then look, guys, we can't write off Ethereum. Ethereum still heading for all-time highs. In fact, I hope that while we live here on air, we're going to hit $2,000. But Ethereum is heading for all-time highs. Don't ever write off Ethereum. We're nowhere near there. And that's because Grayscale is buying. Grayscale is buying like crazy. In fact, 300,000 Ethereum bought by Grayscale. Sorry, 30,000 Ethereum bought by Grayscale this week. 250,000 this month. And remember, I brought you guys a story a while back where I told you a company called 21 Shares launched an exchange-traded product in Switzerland. And this was a Polkadot exchange-traded product. Well, guess who their buyers are? Their buyers are none other than the big banks. So you're getting big banks buying Polkadot. I mean, what a time to be alive. You got BNB number 3, Tether moving down to number 4, Polkadot and Cardano now fighting for number 5, and the big banks sending a clear message that they are starting to get excited about other blockchains, not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we see that because not only are they buying the Grayscale stuff, but now they're moving to this 21 Shares electronically traded product. What is this 21 Shares electronically traded product? Very simple. It's a share. And when you buy this share, effectively you get exposure to one thing, like the Grayscale Trust, where you get exposure to one thing. And that is, of course, just shares or tokens of Polkadot. There is a disclaimer here, and that is that this whole product only has about $15 or $20 million invested in it. So don't think that it's as big as Grayscale, but it is a start, and at least we're getting that. And then, guys, I've got some great news for you. We are launching a new competition. It is a meme competition, and you guys can win. You know how you guys can win? It's very simple. All you need to do is send us your favorite video meme. I'm going to leave a tweet on my Twitter, a pinned tweet, where you guys can drop your favorite video meme only. Only video memes. We're not accepting photo memes. And if you do drop us that meme and we do use it right here on the show, then you could win your share of $1,000. Very simple. Just upload your favorite memes. If we use your memes, then you win your share of $1,000. And then today is, Fred, what day are we in today? Friday. And Friday we banter. And who do we banter with, Fred? Oh, today we've got 6 of the best for you guys, 6 of the best. We've got Michael Chen. You guys loved him yesterday. We're bringing him back today. We've got Moonwalker. We've got Chasse. You guys loved him yesterday. I'm bringing him back today. Oh, I've got a big one for you guys today. I've got a guy for you here today called Dude. You guys love Dude. Dude's got a great call for us as well. And then we all love Coach K. So let's get Coach K back on the show. And then Winston Wolf. Remember remember what happened here last Friday? When Winston Wolf and Mr. Biz came on. Well, Mr. Biz is coming on and Winston Wolf are coming on. And let's see if they come on together or if they can behave themselves and actually play nice today, or whether we're going to get another fight from the Bronx. So, guys, let's get this show on the road. But before we get this show on the road, I need you guys to do what you do best. And that is smash the like, smash the subscribe, and smash the share button. Because if you want people to get this show, to pump your bags, to spread the crypto love, you guys need to hit the like and subscribe. I've done all the work. I've got you all the best guests. I've got you all the best people to banter with. All you need to do, like, subscribe, bell button. That's all you need to do. Let me have a look at what's going on here on the likes. There are over 50 or there are 1,200 of you watching, and there are 222 likes. Come on, guys. Let's smash those likes. Come on. Let's get on with the show. I'm bringing you. You guys asked. You begged. You said, don't talk about Uniswap gems. We can't afford the fees. So here I am. I'm bringing you Binance gems. And these Binance gems, you know what? Let me show you just one of them today so that you get an idea of what we're talking about so that you guys can actually smash those likes. Have a look at this. This is just one of the gems that our guest is going to be talking with you about today. And no one has done 238% today. It's called the bakery token. And guys, if you haven't seen the bakery, we're going to be talking about it here today. You do your, I've done my part. You do yours. Smash those likes, subscribe, and let's get this crypto content out to the rest of the community. Let's get on with the show. Fred, what do you say about these high Uniswap fees that are going on at the moment? Unacceptable, unacceptable, unacceptable. I'll be back in just a second. Alrighty. Welcome back, guys. Let's get on with the show. And of course, we all know exactly what's going on. We can't get 1 minute sleep here in the market, and that is because there is an explosion happening. And it's happening on the Binance token. And that's because the markets realized that the entry point into the Binance Smart Chain is actually the Binance token. Because BSC itself, the Binance Smart Chain, doesn't have a token. Remember, we spoke about this in a show earlier this year. Then the only way to get into this play is actually to buy the Binance token, which is the native token of the entire ecosystem. And you'll remember that the Binance token and the BSC chain, or the Binance chain and the BSC chain, actually work as parallel chains. So when the one happens, the other happens. So if you hold tokens in BNB, that is your entry point to this new DeFi explosion, which is happening on the Binance chain. And there is a huge explosion happening. I don't even have to tell you what's going on. Let's look at the actual numbers. I mean, there are numbers that I want to show you guys in terms of the numbers of transactions, but the number of transactions on the Binance chain has become absolutely huge. So much so that today, PancakeSwap actually overtook Uniswap in terms of volume for the first time. And that is a huge thing. And I think that's going to continue to happen as people who want to get into the play can't afford to carry on paying these exorbitant high Uniswap fees. And they've opted for a cross-chain solution, which is much quicker and has very little fees. Now, with me on the line, I've got Jared. Jared is a specialist in the Binance chain. In fact, he spends most of his day just researching gems on the Binance chain. Jared, can you believe what's going on, man? I've never seen anything like this. Even the Ethereum DeFi boom didn't look like this.
No, I can't at all because in my wildest dreams, I never would have thought we would see 135 to 320 in a couple of weeks in exchange token. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Not only is the exchange token going up, but have you seen what's going on in terms of the actual performance of the tokens? I mean, did you watch Bakery? Did you watch the Pancake? Have you been watching the explosion in these tokens?
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't surprise me at all, because innovation is starting to happen over here, and you need those tokens to do it. So Cake, Bake, Auto Farm, all these things are going absolutely crazy. I mean, the volume that you just had up there is a beautiful metric, but one of the things that I want to point out and why I love this chain so much is, since transactions don't cost $200 like they do on the Ethereum network, people are able to move in and out of strategies and create new strategies to produce crazy APY. So you're talking about a few things. The reason why the APY returns are good is because you can essentially compound your results every second if you want to, because transactions are a penny. And so you gain a little bit, you keep rolling it. So it keeps rolling into itself and building on top of each other. And people are starting to figure this out, that on a stable coin, if all you wanted to do was farm a stable coin, whatever it is, BUSD, you can get 100% APY on Binance Smart Chain, 100% year over year, without even trading the stuff we're talking about. So now you talk about things that are rocketing like BNB or like Cake or like Bake, and oh my gosh, I haven't slept in 2 weeks.
Well, I must say, I had a look at Bake today. I haven't. I'm starting to do a deep dive into Bake, and I mean, what an absolutely incredible platform. If you look at the platform itself and in fact, I want to share my screen and I want to show our viewers what this Bake platform actually allows people to do. But it looks like it's a fork of Sushi Swap or something like that. But it has an exchange, it has farms, it has an NFT supermarket as well. And you can see that you can buy and sell your NFTs here on your NFT supermarket. And these, of course, are BSC NFTs. And then you've got the exchange. You can earn through their multiple farms and stuff like that. And like you say, when you do this all with no big fees to get in and to get out.
Right.
So no huge gas fees to get in and out, which means that you can hop in and hop out, which you can't really do on Ethereum because fees are too low, are too high.
That's right. That's right. And the interesting part about it is there are so many cool things that are happening that we're starting to develop on Ethereum, but haven't really gained adoption because of that, right? So RFI forks or sushi clones or whatever, they all want to do this, but because the network is so congested, they can't. So again, obviously, I'm excited about this. This is what I'm into. But the innovation that's happening over here is just getting started, and it gets me so pumped up. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
What are the other exciting projects that you're looking at? I mean, obviously you've got Pancake, and Pancake is effectively, should we call it the Uniswap on the Binance chain? Is that doing it justice?
Yeah. The best way to look at it is, Ethereum and the ETH token, everybody understands. Uniswap is the main AMM, so automated market maker, and their token is Uni, right? And you've seen Uni absolutely blow up as DeFi has blown up. And so same relationship over here. BNB is the network that drives it, as you explained perfectly earlier. And then Cake, CAKE, Pancake Swap, is really the only AMM. I mean, Bakery Swap does it, but they're all powered by Cake. Okay, so like Cake is behind every single one of these chains, including Bakery Swap. So it's pretty wild to see all that happening. But yeah, so that's what Cake is relative to BNB. And to your point about what's happening, you have to look at projects like Auto Farm. I think I sent you a note on it. Yeah, there's Cake. It's perfect. The reason why I bring up Auto Farm is Auto Farm a few weeks ago was $5,000 TVL, so total value locked, and one developer running it. One developer, one person. But they created something perfect. And in a couple of weeks, they went from 5,000 TVL to 1.2 billion TVL. Okay, that's 5,000 to 1.2 billion because people are seeing the innovation that's being built. And so what Auto Farm is a YFI clone essentially on the Binance Smart Chain. And that's what BIFI is as well. BIFI.finance, BIFI. They're the same thing. Yeah.
I want to actually show the viewers. Let's actually show the viewers that you're getting these clones. So here's, I'm quickly going to share my screen. I'm going to show BIFI, which is effectively a YFI equivalent on the Binance chain.
Correct.
And so, I mean, what we're talking around here is we're talking around a duplication of the DeFi chain, DeFi explosion on Ethereum, actually just starting to happen now, exactly one for one on the Binance chain. And you don't have to be a genius to work out what's going to happen. Just look at the stuff that exploded on Ethereum. Look at the counterpart or counterparts on the Binance chain, and then you've got yourself a winner. And what Binance Chain has is it has an amazing website called DeFi Station. I don't know if you remember, guys, but I shared this with you guys in our last stream when we spoke about this. But let me show that as well to the guys, because this shows you a lot of the ecosystem projects and how well they're doing, how well they're performing, what the total value locked is, what the category is. It's so simple, guys. All you do is you go to defistation.io. You can see that there's Venuswap, you got CakeSwap, you got Auto Farm, Pancake Bunny, BIFI Finance, Jet Fuel Finance, and so the list goes on of all the active DeFi projects on the Binance chain. This gives it all away.
Scroll up to the top there a little bit on this page, if you wouldn't mind. Venus there is essentially Aave on the Binance Smart Chain. And I made this call a couple of days ago on Cake being severely undervalued when it was $7. And obviously you can see where it is now at $20. I think XVS Venus is so unbelievably undervalued because the money that's flowing in to Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, there you go. To the moon. The money that's flowing in wants to use advanced strategies that have to do with lending, and XVS is going to be the conduit that. So there's my one thing that everybody should be excited about right now is XVS.
So look, XVS is, I mean, it's run a lot. It's run a hell of a lot. If I remember correctly, I think it's 20x in the last. In fact, let's call up that chart and let's look at it. But I think that one has already 20x. Would you still be buying this after doing 20x on a market cap of if it has 20x, the market cap is about $800 million.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what? I would, because what I'm looking at is the total value locked and what they have, and the money that's coming in. So as long as, the exchange, money on Cake is going up. When you can look at Venus, you can see the money that they have essentially locked, total value locked. It is still worth it. I mean, Aave was what, $40 a couple months ago, and now it's, I don't know where it is, 426. So even though that was already up and then down, it's 10x in a couple of months. And now, if you look where the ball is going, the ball right now, and I want to make that very, very clear, the ball right now is going to Binance Smart Chain. And so there's going to be money coming in, and XVS is going to be printing. And I say it right now because I am by no means someone who says Binance Smart Chain is going to overtake Ethereum. That is not how I feel. That's not what I think is going to actually happen. But I love that CZ is pushing innovation and making these guys get layer 2 here faster, because ERC has priced out Joe Everyman like you and me, right?
Well, okay. So if CZ, when he went on Bloomberg, he said, he said the Binance Chain is a decentralized blockchain. Yeah. I mean, he said it was decentralized. I guess it is kind of decentralized because they've got X amount of validators. I don't remember the exact number. X amount of validators. You have to hold BNB token to validate transactions, et cetera, et cetera. So it kind of, I mean, I guess it's Tron. I guess it's Ripple. I guess it's, XRP. I guess it's EOS, but actually with real network effect, because you've got money being invested. You've got money being invested on the chain. You've got projects being built on the chain. You've got a hell of a lot of users, because these users are BNB users. So you've got a hell of a lot of users. And so he's got this network effect. And this network effect is why this is performing so well.
That's right.
And why PancakeSwap is beating Uniswap.
Yeah. You're right, and you just said decentralized, but centralized. Which one is it? I've jokingly among my my network that's in this, we're calling it like CDeFi, right? Like centralized, decentralized finance, because there's just an element to it that people are, particularly maxis are, oh, it's not really decentralized. And there's something to that, okay? Like we all love this idea behind Bitcoin and Ethereum because it is truly decentralized. But for right now, I will trade off a little bit of decentralization for instantaneous transactions, for cheap transactions, as layer 2 solutions are being developed on ERC. And I want to take a step back here a moment, because people who want to try out new things on ERC aren't doing it because it costs too much. So think about the teams. I talked about Auto Farm and having one programmer develop a 1.2 billion TVL DApp, right? That's one person. Imagine if there were 12 developers like there are on, projects on ERC. What could they do? And that's why I'm so pumped up. So, because people are coming over to go, well, the money's here now. Let's try it. Let's build it. Is everything going to be a winner? No, but there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that, what's going to happen. It's going to come here. It's going to do well, and it's going right back over to ERC. And we're going to be talking about that later on about, oh my gosh, this started on Binance Smart Chain. Now it's over on Ethereum. All
righty, let's go. So we've got two or three more minutes. How do we go and find the new gems on the Binance Smart Chain? Because when I look at Uniswap, 750 million. When I look at Bakery today is 3x'd itself. I don't think it's the end, but I mean, I guess Bakery, I'm quickly going to look at the screen here. You're talking about 144 million tokens. So you've got probably a market cap of about $300 million. Those guys have run. Where do we find these small cake gems? And I mean, I started looking at one today called Cheese Swap. I haven't done or Cheese. I haven't done the full research yet, but that looks like a good one. And there are one or two others that I know we are looking at. Where do people go and find these gems?
Yeah, it's hard.
Is there a Polkadot? I mean, we know that there's a Binance, a BSC version of it, but where else do we find these gems?
Yeah. It's tough because so much of this is grassroots, and like we're still waiting on like a DEX tools for Binance Smart Chain too.
I know one that's launching. There is a DEX tools launching on Binance Smart Chain. We're going to bring that to you first here on Crypto Banter.
Beautiful.
It's a team. It's a Vietnamese team, and they're launching something incredible. I've seen it. This is not their first rodeo in the BSC chain, and they're launching something absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So there's a couple things that I do, and again, I'm fairly risk off when it comes to these strategies because you just never know. And you've probably seen it on Twitter. There's rugs that are happening on Binance Smart Chain. There are. You need to be careful. So like we said, I know you say, let's make money, but let's also keep our money, right? Let's not get ourselves in places where we can get rugged. So a couple of the strategies that I use, looking at things like BIFI.finance, and if they vet something, they've been certic audited, you know, they're a great place to start as things are starting to roll out. Auto Farm, same deal. There's a couple projects that I know about that aren't quite ready to be rolled out, but there's a BAO fork coming over, BAO on Uniswap that was absolutely enormous. It's going to be called UBE Swap, and it's going to be cross-chain across these layer 2 solutions. So I saw somebody in the chat saying, give us something that hasn't run yet. Well, that's still in development. It's going to come out.
I got a great idea. I know that you are looking at 1 or 2 tokens because we had a discussion about them.
We did.
In the middle of the month. Let's say we get you back on Monday and we give you a shot on Monday, and you commit that on Monday you've got 3 early stage pre-market gems that have been vetted by you, and you would be ready to put your money in them. How's that? You got the whole weekend.
I can do that. Now, as long as there's development, I'll do it. I think we can do it, and you know, get on there, play around with it, and I think we'll find some gems. And yeah, I'll be happy to come back.
All right. So what we want is, look, I'm watching this. There's 2,000 people in the chat right now, and in terms of the number of likes, we have 500 likes, guys. If you want those gems, those likes need to be at 1,000. Otherwise, Jared doesn't come back on Monday, and then we don't. So smash that like. You begged, you said, we don't want the Uniswap gems. They're too expensive. Help us. Bring us the BSC gems. Here's our man. This is the man. This is my go-to man for everything to do with the Binance Smart Chain. So smash up those like, oh, there we go. Now the likes are looking better. 600. There we go. Come on, guys. Smash, smash, smash. And share this, share this, share this. That's how Uniswap know. Uniswap. Oof. That is how YouTube. Come on, guys.
No, that's great.
All righty. Jared, we'll see you again on Monday. Thank you so much, my friend. See you on Monday. It was great hosting you. You are our Binance Chain go-to man. So by Mondays, we really want more and more projects. Every time you have an alert, come here and wave a flag. And, you know, let's keep growing. Let's keep CZ's 6-pack. Let's keep.
Sounds good. Will do. Thanks, Rand.
Cool.
Bitcoin, please hold.
All righty. And today is Friday. What do we do on Friday? We banter. Friday is banter day. And today on the banter, the first one I'm going to bring on Winston Wolf. Winston, are you there?
What's up, my man?
Winston, am I allowed to bring Mr. Biz back?
You're welcome to.
That's
Someone's
amazing.
got to sit on the pretend throne at some stage.
Amazing. And then I've got Michael. Michael, welcome back. And I've got Kyle. So let's start with us, and we're going to bring in, we've got Dude, we've got Coach K, and we've got a big surprise for you later. So if you are watching this, smash the likes. Guys, welcome to Crypto Banter. It's Friday afternoon, and on Friday afternoons, we banter. Michael.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Michael, I know that you're not the biggest fan of the Binance Chain. Am I right? Like when you listen.
Whoa. Don't make me sound like a hater right now, right? Like I love people who work there, right? There's some good guys working at Binance on Binance Smart Chain. I'm not sure if everyone knows him. Sammy is a guy we've spoken to before. He's great. It's just that with every new generation of crypto users, ideology erodes away a bit, right? I mean, beforehand, people were talking about decentralization and this and that. And now we're seeing, hey, you know, I don't really care about decentralization if I can get cheaper TX costs and ape it into more stuff, right? So, I mean, I think that's a worrisome development in general, right? And it's not just Binance Smart Chain. It's just the space in general. But don't really hate Binance Smart Chain myself.
What do you think about people compromising for a more decentralized, less decentralized solution? Have they missed the point? Like, or do you think that like something like a Binance Smart Chain is decentralized enough, and we can build a parallel decentralized financial services, parallel financial services sector on it?
Well, to start off with, I don't think that they even claim that it's decentralized, right? So whether it's decentralized enough or not is another question. It's centralized, right? But I don't know. I mean, centralized works great for a couple of people, right? For a lot of people, actually.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, let me talk to you about Binance Coin, though, because your own token has actually jumped even more than Bitcoin itself. How are you planning to leverage that ride?
So so this is the thing about Binance Coin. It started as a more or less slightly centralized platform exchange token, and it has a history outperformed even Bitcoin in over the last 3 years. And more recently, it's really contributed by the Binance Smart Chain, which is a decentralized blockchain that a lot of.
Yes, I retract that statement. Oh my God.
You heard it from the man himself.
Yeah, no, I can't defy the man himself. So sorry for that. No, but I guess I mean, you know what it is. A lot of the users, especially the smaller ones, they don't really mind, right? Because they don't have the same amount of stuff at stake. But say you're managing 10 million, 20 million, $100 million, you don't want to be, relying on DaddyCZ to make sure you're taken care of on Binance Smart Chain, right? Well, maybe I'm wrong because Venus does have more than $1 billion AUM, but I don't know. Yep. To be honest with you, I'm not an expert in this field.
Okay, so what happens next? What happens when the Binance Smart Chain gets a whole lot of traction? The Ethereum Smart Chain's got a whole lot of traction. What if we now got two DeFi platforms and every user just uses whichever DeFi platform they want to use? Do the two start talking to each other? What happens next?
Well, what needs to happen next, and not necessarily what happens next, is they need to have better developer environment, right? Like, I don't think the Graph is live yet on BSC. I don't think Infura is live on BSC. And, until then, you're only going to have the carbon copy forks, right? Like a pancake or a bakery swap, right? But if you want real innovation and new products that are not here yet that are not even on Ethereum yet, you're going to have to do a better job in that regard. Because right now it's just copying.
All right, Winston, have you started to ape into the Binance Chain gems?
I have a little bit, and I was just listening to your conversation with your previous guest, and just a little tip in regards to finding the gems on there. There's a good website called bscscan.com. If you go to the yield farm section there, often the most AP ones and the newest ones are, the ones sitting up the top with the most retarded APY. So it's a good spot to try and find them. Be careful about getting rugged, obviously. But yeah, my opinion on BSC is that, like, man, how often have we heard ETH killer? Like, how often have we gone through these little hype cycles? Like, any of these platforms become usable, not just from the usability side of things, but because liquidity is there. So BSC is an interesting proposition, sure, for the smaller guy at the moment because of cheap fees. The liquidity is there at the moment. Whether it stays, we'll see. How long has it been around for, this sort of hype cycle on BSC? Like a month? Let's see what happens in the next month.
Winston, yeah. Are you farming? Are you farming any of these tokens? Are you farming any tokens on the BSC chain?
Look, man, I'm doing a small bit of farming just to sort of use the platform and sort of get my professional opinion, if you want to call it, in line with what's actually out there. But like, I don't have a huge amount of interest in all of this stuff. Sure, there's money there to be made, but there's money to be made across the entire market in a less riskier fashion. And this just reminds me of the first time we had all these food coin DeFi sort of stuff on Ethereum, where, it's going to be fun for a little while, and then it's going to get retarded, and then it's going to die out.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Kyle, are you a Binance Chain? Are you a Binance Chain ape? Are you aping into Binance Chain projects?
We are. So okay. Paid Network is now live on Binance Smart Chain.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is so Rand, you tend to pull some information out of me before it's publicly announced, but it was kind of, all you have to do is go to our app, and then you see it running on Binance Smart Chain already. So it just makes a lot of sense right now. We have contracts, legal agreements that people sign on Paid Network, and it makes no sense to sign an agreement to try to actually get usage out of it when you go to someone and say, hey, let's sign a partnership agreement, and they have to pay $25 to sign an agreement. They're just going to be like, no, man, I'll just use DocuSign instead, right? So we need cheaper fees. We need better transactions. And we're just kind of waiting for Polkadot to be ready to be used, right? So that's our plan, is to go into the DOT ecosystem. But for now, Ethereum is just impossible to use for people to do small tasks. It's okay if your whole goal is yield farming or making investments or whatever. But as far as us from Paid Network, our smart agreements. The app is on BSC, and so is Ignition. So, we're going to be doing launch pads where people can, eliminate gas wars and things like that by using Binance Smart Chain. Because why not? Because it's not. I'm a huge advocate for decentralization, of course, and that's why we're building like a huge decentralized model. But however, for immediate use cases right now, Ethereum is not. It's not usable. Like it's just not for most people. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right now, Ethereum is difficult to use, but don't forget there's layer 2, and layer 2, like Michael said yesterday, layer 2 is a fantastic solution. It does.
I totally agree. It's just not as easy to implement layer 2 as it is to port into Binance Smart Chain. It took our developers one day to pop into Binance Smart Chain and to do a layer 2 like Matic or ZK Sync or whatever. It takes a bit more developer integration, and it's not as seamless as it is right now. It's really about like resources and integration.
All right, the comments are going mad. The chats are going mad. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go around, and there's a lot of us here today. We've even got our friends, Mr. Biz and Coach K, in the waiting room, and we're going to let them in.
Bring him in.
Must I bring him in?
Yes.
All right, we got. Oh, okay. Now we got everyone here. Now we got Mr. Boys.
The boys.
How's everybody doing today?
What's up?
What's up?
What's going on, guys? Nothing but love, guys. Nothing but love for everybody.
Guys, don't rip each other's necks out, please. Today, like play nice, play nice.
I want to make an announcement that both Mr. Biz and Winston Wolf have agreed that they are friends, and that we did get a bit heated. But that's what.
No, guys, listen, man. In this space, at the end of the day, man, we're all together, man. We make jokes, man. But I got nothing but respect for everybody. I think, Randy, you only invite people that you respect as well. I think this show is about educating people on the space and what's to come in this space.
Look, these are all my friends. I don't have any other friends except these guys. These are my only friends. These are the only parties that we have now that we're all living in lockdowns and around the world. So what I want to do is, because there's so many of us here today, I want to go around today, and I want you all to tell us one project that you're looking at that is not in your stable. Carl, you can't keep telling me about the project in your stable that you guys are excited about at the moment, and tell us why you're excited about at the moment. And before we do that, though, we do need 1,000 likes, and we do only have 781 likes. So let's go for that 1,000 likes, and then we're going to go around, and I can see Coach K, smoke coming out of his ears. Oh, dude's got a big call for us. Dude has a big call.
Yeah, for sure. So, by the way, the last 3 calls I gave were pretty nice.
We don't have enough likes, man. We only got 800. We need 1,000 guys. There's 2,000 of you in the chat. There must be at least 1,000 likes. Comment, share. And remember, subscribe, because we're doing a subscriber giveaway where we're giving away $1,000 to lucky subscribers over the month. So please subscribe. Someone here says, and quite rightly so, if these are your friends, you're in big trouble. I guess I am in big trouble. All right, let's go with Dude. Dude, you gave me a big call. I started doing research on your call. I must say I like the call. Tell me about the token that you're looking at.
Okay, so personally, I'm looking into 2 coins, but the one that is pretty cheap right now, one they valued, in my opinion, with a huge potential, it's Wild Credit, not Wild App. That one that you just showed. Yeah, I think that one it has a lot of potential. It's very low cap for now compared to the other ones. It's around 25 million, I think, 26 million cap now, because it just pumped a bit since yesterday, I think. But it's a pretty solid project. I think they are doing something pretty nice. They are kind of generating like a fixed income, let's say, by lending. So I think that they are already launching their product this month. So I think this one has like potential to go to at least like 100 million, 200 million market cap. So that should be like a 10x from here. So in terms of price, of course, I'm speculating a lot here, but compared to the other ones, it's pretty small, and it's getting a lot of hype. There's a lot of people behind it. So I personally think it's gonna pump a lot, being directly.
Well, it does individual loans. Right now, it's got a market cap of 20. It's about 25 or 30 million dollars.
What one was that? What did you say? Wild.
It's the big,
YLD. The ticker symbol is YL, yield.
Yeah.
Oh, yield. Gotcha.
Yeah, yield. Yeah, sorry, wild, not wild. Yield. Sorry, my English failed here. So but you gotta be careful, because there's 2 yields. There's yield app as well, and it causes a lot of confusion
But
This is yield YLD is a $70 million market cap.
Yeah,
no,
Ah,
No,
there's two. I got
yeah,
you.
there's a confusion here. Yeah.
May the bigger chain win, right? This is a cash
Yeah,
tag.
In terms of Binance Chain, though, commenting on that, I don't like it much, honestly. I think it's the only thing right now that people have to use. So pretty much everybody's switching to it because gas fees are fucking insane on Ethereum. But besides that, it's not really much of a thing. I think Polkadot, though, once we start seeing PolkaSwap and that kind of like the kind of thing, we're gonna see like the real like out season, let's say, on Polkadot. I think Binance Smart Chain, there's some steam here. I honestly haven't really researched. The hype start catching up this week, I think, from my perspective. I'm not personally a fan. I think there's money to be made, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, Moonwalker, you just joined us. Moonwalker, give us something that you're looking at, something that excites you, that we should be looking out at this week, and tell us why.
Well, first thing, I don't really like to jump on like one coin that's hyped right now, like any Binance coins. But what I am doing is like I'm going through all the liquidity pools and farm pools on Pancake and trying to earn a lot of money because I like to use the products, you know, and get familiar with them and kind of get a feeling for them. I also agree with the things stated before about decentralization. But yeah, we have to go with it because fees are out of control. Yeah. So, but in terms of upcoming calls, I'm pretty bullish on a project called Chain Guardians. I don't know if anyone heard about it.
Yeah, that one is huge.
They have a huge
you cut out for a second there. So just for the users, this is what the liquidity pools look like on
exactly. And if you go on the farms, depending which coins you have, yes, farms, then you can make a lot of money. Like I, for example, have a pretty large position in Linear. Then you can go to the Linear pool and farm it with BUSD. And so you can, like, if you have a big position in one project, then you're not cut out from the new hype. So you can jump from one hype to another hype, because what this market shows is that you have to be very fast, because the hype goes from DeFi to NFT to Binance Chain in like 1 week, and you have to adapt very, very quickly.
Yeah. You've also got to, I mean, I guess there's always the problem of impermanent loss. I guess that problem hasn't gone away, right?
Yeah, I lost fortunes with this, but the longer you farm, the more it stabilizes. Because if you use like 2 coins that can go up, and you also get a lot of cake when you farm, and cake is going up, so you may lose some, but you also get some. So in the end, it's not so bad.
Alrighty. Winston, I know you've got 2 amazing, incredible, huge launches next week, right?
I sure do, man. Obviously, we spoke about them last week in Super Farm and Mint. So they want to keep an eye on once they hit the market. But yeah, I think we're going to see some big green candles on those ones.
What's your call for Super Farm? Super Farm, what do you say it does on launch? What do you say it does on launch?
Look, why don't we do 100 times?
100 times?
I mean, we're sitting at like 85,000 or something people in the Telegram group. One of the NFT collections just sold for 337 ETH. Like, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and this is just the beginning for our friend Elio. I mean, this is just I know what he's doing in the background because I speak to him pretty much daily. Holy moly, what we can only expect from Super Farm. Coach,
we've got some serious plans in play there. So watch that space.
Yeah. And just chiming in there as well, right? Like, it makes you wonder why he even raised money in that instance, right? Because he doesn't need it. He's made more money through selling NFTs than raising money from VCs and the community, right? So.
Yes. Sorry, my battery's running out and my producer wants to steal my cable, so I'm telling him he can't do it. Yes, but look, I think that Elio didn't do it to raise money. I think that Elio didn't do this to raise money. I think Elio did this because he wanted to build a community. and he
Yeah,
doesn't.
we're
need them.
trying to distribute the token to as much of the community as possible. I think if you look at the token metrics on there, most of the tokens end up in the community's hands.
Yeah, but there's another thing as well, right? Like there's hash mask mechanics going on as well, and people get a super airdrop for buying the NFTs, right? So after super launches, for example, will the NFT sales still maintain this level of volume, right? Because people right now are using those NFTs essentially as an OTC market to speculate on super.
Yes. They're doing that.
And that's actually like, it's a really interesting point Michael brings up, because that's it's sort of like a reverse funding mechanism. Like you don't need to actually go out and do a token sale. You can produce some art or some NFTs that will have utility on a network or within an ecosystem or a game down the track, and fund your project using that. It's something that I think we'll see more people doing as we move forward.
Yes. The other one that you've got on Tuesday is you've got Mint, public Mint. And I mean, those guys are getting huge traction. I think I saw a tweet today. Sorry, I'm going to look and see if it was a tweet from today. But it said something about a whole lot of banking partnerships that were announced. If I'm not mistaken, it said 200 banks on board.
Yes. Yeah, so essentially there's a custodial provider that sits behind public Mint network that essentially has 200 banks as part of it. That's where users' funds go when they hit the network. Public Mint never actually touches them, which is one of the beautiful aspects of it, if you want to talk about more decentralization. And as such, those are FDIC insured. And, it's kind of like as close to a bank account without having a bank account and any of the friction of having a bank account while still being on-chain.
All right, Winston, I'm not going to let you go that easily with calls from last week. We want like fresh calls, fresh stuff.
I got some.
Oh, okay. Talk to us.
So, as usual, man, like I'm trying to, work on projects which are coming out kind of thing. I think that's in this sort of market, that's where you make most of your money rather than trading the open market. So I've got one called Kalmar, and it fits this BSC narrative really well. The token ticker will be KLM. Essentially, it's basically alpha, if you remember the alpha token, but on BSC. So it's multi-utility leveraged yield farming on BSC. There's AMM aggregator, some interesting stuff with NFTs, and a bunch of derivative stuff. It's supported by PancakeSwap and Venus Protocol. So, a couple of the big names there.
Okay, Carl, you were going to say something.
Well, I'm just wondering, what was the name of that project again?
Kalmar.
Kalmar, Kalmar. You can go to kalmar.io. They're in testnet at the moment. You can sign up for it and check it out.
Yeah, that one is a mess. I've seen a lot of hype around that one. That's come on my desk a few times. I've got no doubt that one is going to be another winner. Mr. Biz, you're sitting there very quietly today. I need to get some energy out of you. So what are we looking at, Mr. Biz? Mr. Biz.
So one project that I've been in for a while, but recently has had a resurgence has been Octo.
Okay. Yes, you actually called that on the show once.
I'm not sure. I think you might have called it a long time ago, but I think right now people are just starting to realize what it can do. It's an all-in-one DeFi solution. They're extremely transparent. 80% of the project funds are locked for a year. They actually aggregate over 35 liquidity pools from decentralized and centralized exchanges, and they're the only project that distributes 100% of the fees to the holder, and they make all the transactions transparent. So what they're coming out with now is an update regarding a layer 2 gas solution, decentralized leverage trading. You can actually do Aave loans on their platform, and they have an NFT marketplace aggregator. So if you go to octo.fi, guys, if you look at their website, it's a really sleek, really cool website. It's essentially a DeFi hub. I think this project is extremely undervalued. From what I'm hearing, big players are looking to try to get into this now. I personally think this could go to $500 to $1,000.
Wow. Okay, it's trading at $101 now on a market cap of $35 million.
The tokenomics are great.
One at $8 like a few months ago.
Wow, it was how much a few months ago?
Yeah, $8, I think.
It was $8 about, I want to say 3 months ago. But again, if you look at their community, if you look at their marketing, their branding, They've got some of the best marketing in the space. They have a lot of big time influencers, respectable people, tweeting about them and talking about them. So that's a project I think has gone under the radar, especially with the whole DeFi craze. Again, if you look at Octo.fi, they have a DeFi hub for essentially all your decentralized finance needs.
All right. Let's carry on. So that is Mr. Biz. Kyle, I want one from you that's not paid.
Yeah. Okay, so I've mentioned it a few times on my Twitter recently, but Sif Chain.
Yes.
So Sif Chain, if you don't know, is basically the same team that built Thor Chain, and they're using a lot of Thor Chain technology to build basically like a omni-chain DEX, a derivatives exchange, using all the liquidity that they've been building for whatever since Thor Chain started being built a couple of years ago, and it's just got launched today. I've been waiting for this to come out for a long time. I think they're going to do phenomenally well. The team, we know that they can deliver. They've been delivering on Thor Chain, and just not a lot of talk about it yet. But it's going to be phenomenal. I love their like theme too, with this Sif Chain goddess or whatever her name is, and so that's kind of something that I'm really, really excited about. I think it's going to do extremely well. Yeah.
Now let's talk about Sif Chain. So Sif Chain, has it launched? Because it's not on CoinGecko. Did it actually launch today?
Today, yeah. You have to go to so it's trading right now. I think like around 70 cents or so. It was up. Let's see. I don't know where. I've got like 700 windows open on my computer right now. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it's right now at 60 cents. So, but and I don't know the circulating supply, so I can't tell you the market cap. But I know that it's very low. It shot up to $3. A little bit after the launch, and then it has price discovery, trending around 60 cents. But it's what I tell people is like, imagine being able to buy Thor Chain on the day it launched. But I think there's actually even a better use case on Sif Chain than on Thor Chain for demand.
And just to add to that, I am a big fan of Sif Chain. I got in Thor Chain very, very early. The Thor Chain team actually has publicly supported Sif Chain, and we've seen the craze with all these different chains. Sif Chain actually will support Binance Chain, Polkadot, Bitcoin, EOS, right? And so It is a true omni-chain DEX. I agree with what Kyle is saying. This, for number one, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. They're a proven team, proven commodity coming from the Thor Chain realm. I think people who miss Thor Chain will FOMO into this hard. This, to me, legitimately has 100x potential. And this is, and Akai, you were on here. I assumed you were to talk about this, but I did a tweet on it last night. This is extremely, extremely under the radar. I would suggest anybody get a good entry on Sif Chain. This is going to be around for a long time, just like Thor Chain's been around for the last 2 years. Thor Chain hasn't gone anywhere. Sif Chain is going to be the same. Think of it like DOT and KSM. You got to have both. Wow.
Okay. Winston and Moonwalker. GOVI token. I've watched the GOVI token. GOVI token is the derivative of COTI's VIX index token. What do you guys know about that? I saw it was doing quite well during the week. Moonwalker, have you been watching that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just another example why COTI is so damn brilliant, because they just launched a whole new product just because they can. And they airdropped the token, so they didn't collect any further funds for it. And it's just another way to hedge yourself in the market, so you can bet on volatility in the market. So it just gives you more options, more positions you can have. They still have to work a little bit on their liquidity systems. It's still not very clear for me, but as I know them, it will become pretty amazing very soon.
Alrighty. Michael, you haven't given us a call. I'm very keen to hear one of the magic things that you're looking at.
Like I have community members watching, so they'll crucify me for saying anything other than Phantom. But I'm going to try doing something today that hasn't launched, because normally I only talk about blue chips. I mean, there's a team I know in the UK. They built Nevermind before. Been working with the Ethereum Foundation for a long time, and they're launching Euler Network for on-chain options and derivatives. So I'm quite excited about them. Yeah,
I met them in the UK. They are super smart.
You spoken to Thomas, probably?
I don't remember the name of the guy, but I remember meeting them, and I think they were backed by some pretty big funders. I don't remember the funds, but could it have been Pantera or Polychain or one of those big funds? They were backed by someone absolutely amazing.
Like they're backed by so many people I don't even know anymore. But the guys speak terminal, right? Like I can't understand them 9 out of 10 times. And whenever people are smarter than me, like much smarter, and I feel stupid, I invest. That's kind of what I do.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Coach, I see you laughing, and you've given us a whole lot of calls this week, but I'm not letting you go without a call here today. So
Yeah, I got one. This one that hasn't been talked about too much. They had a little bit of sell pressure for quite some time. It seems like they're breaking out of that now, and a lot of really good stuff coming from the project itself in terms of kind of making it so that you can do everything on your phone. Like even when you travel, you'll be able to do everything on your phone. You'll be able to do your check-in slips and everything all through your app. And they have a COVID app built in so that when we finally can travel again, you'll be able to have that all on your phone without having the government's tracking you, but you're going to share it with them. So it's kind of yours still. It's still decentralized from the government's computers, but you can scan in and say, yeah, I'm COVID free. And so a really cool process. The project's called Sharing. They have a huge economy within it. And they're basically breaking out of the level like right at 3 cents. And once they break out of that level, I think Sharing has got a huge amount of growth to go. Like government contracts and car like OIO with Toyota they're connected to, and ton of really cool stuff going on there.
what token is that, Coach?
Sharing, SHR.
SHR. Okay, yes, I think we have called on the show before. SHR is trading at 3 cents and the market cap's about $76 million. I think you may have called it on the show because it's not one that
I never called it officially. I said I was looking at it. It wasn't the time yet, but now it looks like it's the time. And I think that like we're really looking at this, like me personally, I think it could go to like 30, 40, 50 cents. Really, right. Like honestly, I think it has a huge potential. And I mean, it said this about Binance Coin, and you were like, no, it's too high of a market cap. We also what happened then. So I think that this is going to happen with Sharing at some point. When it goes, it's going to really go quick. And I've been telling people about this coin for a while, and we've all just been kind of loading up and waiting. It's still early, so just letting you guys know now.
All right, guys, we've got time for 1 or 2 more calls. Who's got a call for us?
I got a couple for you, Rand.
Oh, Winston. Okay, whoa. Let me get. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, I just want to add on the GOVI thing before with Moonwalker. Obviously, full disclosure, I work with the COTI team and GOVI, and CVI. Sorry. There's a lot of updates coming for that. There's going to be some gas optimization. They're looking to perhaps even move it to a new chain or a layer 2 solution. I think you can probably figure out where that might be going. And obviously work on the liquidity issues there in regards to incentivizing it. So just with what Moonwalker was saying before, it was an airdrop. A lot of people have sold tokens. It's sort of getting to the stage where the token can breathe again. Suggest people trying out the platform as well. You can actually farm GOVI, for free per se, by adding liquidity to the platform. But I did want to mention one which, our mutual friend Elio Trade has spoken about this week. It's another one that I've been working with for a long time. Kira Network. Obviously, after an Elio show, you might want to let things just chill for a little bit. But it's a big infrastructure play. There's a lot of updates coming for that. They're just about to move from private testnet into public testnet. Mainnet's incoming. It's connected up to the Polkadot, Cosmos, BSC, and Ethereum ecosystems. It's kind of going to be a central sort of player in regards to all of those. Allows people to do liquid stake NFTs, which is obviously quite hypey at this point in time, and definitely one that's going to grow quite significantly over the next few months.
Wow. Okay. Look, I think I've got a good plan I want to speak to you about after the show, and that is that we kidnap Elio when travel opens again. We kidnap Elio and we make him tell us what the calls are before he calls them. Because no one
Elliot
knows.
doesn't leave the house, man. There's too much COVID in LA, so you got to get him out of there first.
Alrighty.
Ran real quick. I want to talk about another project that's coming up, Poker Markets, which if you guys follow Markets, their Telegram has 90,000 people in their Telegram. They got almost 90,000 people on Twitter, and this is the first I've seen a prediction market platform built on Polkadot. What they're doing is called entertainment DeFi, right? It's not just DeFi, it's entertainment DeFi, dealing with sports, dealing with esports, dealing with politics. And so the team behind that is the same team behind Exceed and Poker Starter. It's the Moonrock guys, Moonrock Capital guys. Those guys are legitimate. They stand behind their projects. So I think that one is going to be potentially one of the biggest launches of the year, just based on the hype that it's getting right now.
Yeah, I've never seen such a hype. It's the biggest one I've seen so far.
Yeah, I had an AMA with them, I think 2 days ago or so, and they are pretty brilliant and very dedicated. So I fully agree. In general, I'm very bullish on gamification, NFTs. Not so hot about prediction markets before because they all didn't work, but maybe they can make it happen. I think they can, and we never had one true success in that area. So yeah, pretty cool. But what I'm a little bit confused about, I mean, you're asking calls from us and it's getting harder and harder to call like projects before they are going to crazy because the market is so hot. But what's still overlooked are all the incubators, all the projects that launch private sales and bring investors in, like Paid or like Pools or like Duck. And those projects are still, in my opinion, very undervalued because it will get even harder to get into undervalued coins. And yeah, so I think
I mean, right now, the easiest gains probably are going to be wait to TGE day, wait for a dip and buy something like you bought Paid or BMI, or like you're going to do with Shadows, or probably, I know Coach likes this one, ShopX. I mean, Split, which if you've seen Split, I mean, Split looks to be probably one of the most bullish projects from the standpoint of e-commerce, right? You have Amazon, you have Shopify. They're bringing all, and Rand, your show, they said in 90 days, they're going to have a working product. And if they succeed, that's going to change the entire space.
They have a working product.
They have a working product, but they said, I believe, 90 days until fully launched.
In terms of projects that are coming out, the order goes Super Farm number 1. I don't think anybody can say that Super Farm's not number 1. But then number 2 of projects that are coming out today in the crypto world, Split. Simple. That's it.
I think, Rand, you have to categorize them, right? So I look at DeFi, I look at NFTs, I look at Polkadot. You know, we don't want to be maximalists. We look at everything separately, and you can say within X category, this is the best.
All right, dude, you go one more call. Right. I know you go one more call.
Oh, me personally, I have another one. It's called COTI. It's already on Binance though. It's a bigger one, so it's not really that much of making hundreds of X's. But I think it's a good midterm pick for some like midterm gains. Maybe a 2x, 3x from here. I don't know. We gotta like aim these high targets, right? Because the market is fucking crazy. But yeah, it pumped a lot lately, and then it corrected a lot. And I heard there's a lot of things coming up, so I think it's a good price right now for entry for a midterm play, not for 100x, but yeah, it's a good one.
You know what? You know we're
guys,
getting.
We've got to leave it at that, otherwise the YouTube algorithm we've got to leave it at that, otherwise the YouTube algorithm kills us. So guys, thank you very, very, very much. Great pleasure having all my friends on one show. We'll get you guys again Friday Banter Day. We banter every Friday, so we'll see you guys again.
Okay.
Yay.
Nice to see you guys. Bye bye.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you. You all add so much value to the show and the community in so many different ways. So much big love for all of you. See you guys all next week. And guys, that's
see ya.
Later, guys.
Bye.
See everyone again next week, Monday, same time, same place, 10 a.m. EST. That's when we come to you, and that's when I bring Crypto Banter to you. I see that there's still 2,000 people here, and I see that the number of likes is way under 2,000. So if you're here, if you enjoyed the show, give us one more like. One more. Come on, guys. There's 1,000 likes. One more like, and I'll see you again all on Monday. Have fun. Have a great weekend. And if you're trading, my friends, be safe and trade well out there.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.